Hello everyone, it is Friday, January 16th, and I think it's a perfect day to go on a walk. I'm choosing a walk, one, because I think it's nice to do something that is not as strenuous on your body as frequently as you can, right? Running is good, all those other things, but I messed up my Achilles not too long ago, and it hurt really bad from yesterday's run. Took some Advil, kind of rested a little bit more today, but I thought it was a good time to kind of just relax, grab some coffee. A little cold outside, but once I get my body moving, all will be good. What kind of drove me to making this video is I was just watching Cody Alfred earlier this morning. If you guys don't know who that is, he's a former MARSOC Master Sergeant, and I love all of his videos, just what he has to say or tips on leadership or values, whatever the case is. But you guys should definitely check out his stuff. But he's just very honest with the camera, and you can tell that he's a very genuine dude with what he says, and kind of just wanted to do the same thing, just kind of talk about what's on my mind and how I feel about certain things. It's so cool out here. I'm sure I probably look like a weirdo just filming myself in this rock, because anyone who's walking or running by is in clear sight. But what I kind of want to talk about was just simplicity. I think being able to break anything down as simple as it could be just makes things in your life so much easier, right? And what I mean by that is, I think a lot of people get caught up in what other people think or how they're viewed, right? Insecurities or social status, whatever the case is. As soon as I started making things more simple in my life, right, like having a morning routine, and I'm not talking about the crazy morning routines you see over TikTok or any of those things, but trying to stay consistent with what you do and know what's important to you and what's gonna help you grow will just make your life a lot easier. And one thing that has helped with simplifying things is doing stuff like this, right? Taking just 10-20 minutes a day to be by yourself and really think about what's going on in the rest of your day, what's coming in like next week or weeks after. Being able to break down your thought process. Meditation is something that I've been trying to do more often. I came to this same place, sat on this rock right here last week, and just meditated. It's very hard to take every thought from your mind and just try to make it vanish, but it's very helpful. Allows you to slow your breathing down, helps you appreciate what you have in your life or manifest what you'd like to see later on in your life. I think one thing that has helped me is not putting too many things on like my plate. You can have a whole plethora of things lined up for you, whether that's events, seeing people, projects, work, exercise, mental health, hydration. Like there's so many things, right? But being able to put all your effort into one of those at a time is so much better than just picking a little bit at it, right, throughout the course of a week or a few months. And a perfect example is one thing that I try to stay on top of is exercising and eating well. being close with my family, catching up with friends, right? But I'd rather attack one of those, right, each at a time, rather than putting them on my plate. All right, I'm gonna run 30 miles today, and then I'm going to eat all this really good food, and then I'm gonna call my family. Like, break down all those things a little bit at a time. And it's not easy, and there's different values for different people. Your values might not line up with mine, and I have no say on that. Go live your life. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. I'm using my knee as a tripod. This is cool. If there's something I would tell my younger self, and I'm not too old right now, but younger as in maybe 4 or 5 years ago, would be, nothing is really as serious as you think it is. And I think that having that in the back of my head has helped me tremendously. When I talked to my grandmother not too long ago, I asked her the same thing. I said, what's one thing that you regret, right? What's one thing that you wish you did when you were my age? And she was like, traveled more and realized that so many things aren't as serious as you think they are. And being able to realize that younger rather than at a later age is so important, in my opinion. There's, I'm sure, a list of stressors or a list of problems that anyone could write out. Everyone has problems, everyone has some sort of issue, but if you can look at, is that going to matter a year from now? Is that going to matter 2 years from now? All those things. It's difficult, right? Because if someone's struggling very mentally or financially, like, those might seem like the biggest things in the world right now, but you just gotta know that the sun's gonna come up tomorrow, and you have a few good people that care about you, and you have a few plans for yourself. Everything's gonna be like just fine. I feel like I talk about skills quite frequently, but one skill that I've tried to really harness is not necessarily not caring as much about those like big problems, but not allowing them to stress me out. I just had a sort of like audition thing that I just did a few days ago, and someone asked me, are you worried about it? Are you nervous? Like, are you stressed? And I was like, no, not really. There's no need to be stressed about something that is not going to like hurt you or like harm you, right? If someone's attacking you, be stressed all you want, right? Be controlled, calm, whatever the case is. But and I can happily say this, I haven't been stressed, and I honestly can't remember the last time I was. Are there things that come up in my mind that I know I need to fix? Yes. Are there things that I think about that are on my mental checklist that I have to do? Of course. Do I stress about those things? No. Do I know that I can make a plan to correct them or do them in the best way possible? Yes. Write out what you want to do throughout the week. Write out your thoughts. Journal. Go on long walks by yourself. And I guarantee your life will be a lot more fulfilling. You'll feel a lot more grateful in life because you have those small mental checklists. And it all comes back to enjoying the simple things, being able to vision yourself doing great things for the future, right? Knowing that you'll be in a good place. Like, it doesn't take much to make me happy or to make me be very grateful, right? Like, I'm sitting here on this little bench staring at some geese, swim around, and I'm happy, I'm fulfilled. A lot of people like to try to make, I guess, life or what they're doing every day this giant thing that has to be glorified for audience, or filled in with all this bubbly nice stuff. If you can be comfortable doing things by yourself and be fulfilled with these little things in life that are gifted to us, that we live in a country that we can have this freedom, right? And I'm not talking about on a political standpoint, I'm talking about not having to worry about anything besides what's happening right now is just an absolute gift.